We have arrived. It is Wednesday. You know, there are new comic books to be read on Wednesdays. And the first one I will be reading today out of the 3 or 4 that I bought is, you know, the vibes, Venom Edition 4. Last time we saw Dylan get betrayed by Archer. Dylan is stuck in the facility. He told Venom to not go with them. And this edition starts off with Venom questioning why is he going to save Dylan, questioning with how Dylan treats him, how Dylan just wants to see his dad inside of Venom. He's just confused to why he's going to even bother to go and save the kid. But at the same time, Venom itself realizes all of your father, meaning Eddie Brock, is still in him, in Venom, and he just needs to accept it and see it. So as Venom is about to venture to wherever Dylan has been captured, the figure I discussed, the suit, the new, I guess he's a good guy if Venom's the bad guy, but Venom is essentially the good guy in this, and that guy's that's coming after him is the bad guy. You know, I just confused you, but whatever. His name is Spearhead. Spearhead and Venom have a very short-lived one-on-one fight. The spear is thrown at Venom. It essentially breaks him down, and Spearhead is like, I could destroy you if I wanted, but Carlton wants me to poke and prod and find out how to make the best out of you. So, you know, he continues that little fight. Venom gets away. Spearhead wants to kill him, but he gets the call from the boss. He said, what you've done is more than enough. And we go from there. From there, we see Dylan at Alchemax Research and Testing Hub being experimented on. All his cat symbiote is being experimented on. You know, they're essentially just testing the mess out of him. They're trying to break him. They're trying to see what happens. They try to bond the cat symbiote to Dylan, and it doesn't. It essentially breaks down, and they don't know why. And I think everybody in the room knows why. Venom is the only one that is meant to be together with Dylan. So they continue. They continue the testing. Spearhead continues his fight with Venom. Venom gets away. The next important part after Venom gets away, they have Dylan lying on the testing table, essentially. And from there, he starts talking to himself in his head. And he's like, Dad, you left me with all of this. I'm so lost. I don't know what to do. If there's any hope of you being here or alive, please show up. And so Alchemax has like 4 different tubes of Venom that they've been testing. Of symbiote, I'm sorry, not Venom. Of different symbiotes. The glass that they're in breaks. And they all just fuse together. And they make a face. They make Venom's face. And they make Eddie Brock's face. And Eddie Brock tells Dylan, I'm here, but I'm not here. I'm alive, but I'm not alive. And he's like, the only person you can trust is the symbiote, Venom, and Archer. And he's like, Archer's and the symbiote are what got me into this in the first place. You know, I can't even trust them. I don't know what to do. And it goes on for a little bit. And Eddie Brock is like, bonding with Venom did this? And he was confused about the other him that was in the house in Edition 2. And he only had an X amount of time to do this. So we finally get an Eddie Brock sighting. He's dead, but he's not dead. He's alive, but he's not alive yet. And all this is going on. And he goes, you need to just trust. Eddie tells Dylan, you need to just trust Venom. And before Eddie breaks from the symbiote forms, Dylan goes, Dad, how do you know this? He said, because I know the symbiote the best. I know what it can do, and I know what it's going to do. He was like, because I know the symbiote better than it knows itself, and there in that blackness is a part of me that will never leave your side because we are Venom. The historic We Are Venom line appears. So they do a little like montage of The test specimen breaks out. He's finding his way to his pet cat symbiote. But in that moment, the pet cat symbiote thinks it's about to get released, and the main doctor and all security come in the room with guns pointed on Dylan to essentially stop his escape. Well, Venom, as we said, has been on the run trying to get to Dylan. And Venom starts coming through the ceiling vents. Everybody gets scared, and Dylan and Venom bond again like they did the night of the motel explosion when Eddie Brock died. So it cuts from there to Carlton's office. And Meridius, that god in the end of the first issue that is essentially reviving Eddie Brock, is in his office through a portal. He discusses to Carlton about how it's hard to... Meridius discusses to Carlton how it's hard to trust him. And there's just... Meridius brings up the point that Carlton also was dead and he brought him back. So Meridius is a god of, like, revival or something. I'm still not sure. And Carlton is told by Meridius, your job is not to doubt or trust. You are just as Liz is, and Liz is the main doctor working on Dylan. A small part of inevitability. So there is a major symbiote war coming. I don't know what that is, because that's what Liz was testing on Dylan, but it seems like Carlton and Meridius have different plans, or are being told different plans. And at the very end, Meridius says, scare the boy a little for me, will you? And then he says, Bedlam, ? And he turns into this big monster. And then it's to be continued. So it looks like Eddie is back in the picture for sure. He's going to make some grand finale appearance. My thought is Eddie's going to be the one that saves the day. There's going to be a point where Venom is going to have to choose who he bonds with. I don't know if they can split it. I don't know if Eddie bonds with a new symbiote and Venom really is Dylan's. But we will find out. Edition 4 is about 2-3 weeks away. Doesn't look like there's another one next week. Or Edition 5, I should say, is about 2-3 weeks away. It said February of 2022. So this was my Venom Edition 4 recap. Let me know if you guys like this. Let me know if you guys are happy where this is going. I think the direction they're taking it is finally where I wanted it to go. We're getting more of Eddie. Eddie is there. Eddie will be there. But I would be kind of sad if Eddie saves the day and Dylan doesn't get to be his own thing. But we'll see. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, drop a sub, drop some comments. Let me know what you thought, and I'll talk to you guys later.